What if I told you the difference between those who make history and those who are forgotten comes down to one single decision: the decision to never give up. But what drives that decision? The answer lies deep within the psychology of the human mind. Deep within our minds, an ancient survival mechanism is at play. Science shows us the human brain is wired to seek comfort, a primal instinct passed down through millennia. It's a biological imperative, governed by the amygdala, our brain's alarm system. This system evolved to protect us from physical threats, screaming danger at any sign of peril. In our modern world, the threats have changed, but the wiring remains. The danger is no longer a predator, but the psychological sting of failure and rejection. Our brain interprets these as threats to our self-worth, triggering the same primal urge: retreat to safety. And so, when faced with a significant setback, a business that collapses, a project that falls flat, the alarm bells ring. For most, the response is automatic. They quit. It's not weakness, but a deeply ingrained protective reaction. The internal monologue is deafening. You're not good enough. Stop before you get hurt again. The brain screams, protect yourself, don't risk more pain. It's a powerful voice, and listening feels like the only logical choice. But then there are people who hear that same scream and make a different choice. They are the outliers, the resilient few who push beyond this neurological limit. They have learned to distinguish the signal from the noise, to recognize the voice of fear for what it is: an ancient echo, not an absolute command. They don't silence the fear, they simply choose not to obey it, stepping forward when every instinct tells them to step back. They have trained their psychology to see failure not as a verdict, but as valuable data. Through conscious effort, they've cultivated a growth mindset, viewing challenges as opportunities to learn. A setback isn't a wall, it's a signpost pointing toward a new approach. They understand that failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a fundamental part of the process. They have trained their psychology to see failure not as the end, but as the beginning. History is filled with stories of failure, but look closer, and you'll find they are actually stories of profound persistence. Take Thomas Edison. We remember the light bulb, a single moment of triumph, but that moment was built on a mountain of supposed failures. He conducted thousands of experiments, each ending in darkness. Imagine the pressure, the ridicule, the financial strain. Lesser minds would have quit. But Edison possessed a different framework. He famously reframed his journey. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Each burnt-out filament wasn't an end, it was data. Each attempt was a step forward, narrowing the path to the solution that would illuminate the world. Or consider J.K. Rowling, a single mother on government assistance. Her vision for a boy wizard was a world she meticulously crafted in cafes, yet the gatekeepers of the literary world didn't see the magic. One by one, a dozen publishers sent back rejection letters dismissing the story that would captivate a generation. It would have been easy to put the manuscript in a drawer, to accept their verdict. But the story was too alive within her, too important to surrender. What is this force that drives individuals through the crucible of rejection? What kept them going? A mindset fueled by resilience. Psychologists call it grit. It's more than talent, often mistaken as the primary driver of success. It's more than luck, which is fleeting and unreliable. Grit is the potent combination of passion and perseverance for long-term goals. It's the ability to view challenges not as barriers, but as essential parts of the learning process. It's the internal voice that reframes "I failed" into "I learned." Research provides staggering evidence. People with a grit mindset are 40% more likely to succeed despite setbacks. It's the invisible engine separating those who try from those who triumph. This isn't about being immune to disappointment, it's about what you do the moment after you fall. It's the conscious decision to get back up, to try one more time, to believe that effort itself forges the path forward. It's not talent, it's not luck. It's the quiet, stubborn, relentless refusal to stop. But here's the twist. Your brain doesn't naturally develop resilience, it must be trained. We often assume some people are just born tough, but neuroscience tells a different story. Our brains are wired for comfort, seeking the path of least resistance. This ancient survival instinct actually works against building resilience, so true grit isn't a genetic gift, it's a conscious rebellion against our own default programming. It's the deliberate choice to choose effort over ease. Every small win, every time you stand up after failure, you're rewiring your brain for perseverance. This is a literal biological process. When you push through discomfort to achieve a small goal, finishing that last rep, writing one more paragraph. Your brain releases dopamine. This chemical reward reinforces the neural pathway for effort, teaching your brain that perseverance feels good. Each time you choose action over avoidance, you strengthen this circuit, making it easier to access the next time. And the longer you refuse to quit, the stronger this psychological muscle becomes. Think of it like physical training, where you build strength by progressively tackling larger challenges. It will feel uncomfortable. There will be strain. But that feeling isn't a signal to stop. It is the very sensation of growth. It's your mind adapting and fortifying itself against future adversity, actively sculpting your own capacity for endurance. Eventually, failure loses its power over you. This is the ultimate resolution. It's not that you stop failing, it's that your relationship with it is transformed. Failure is no longer a crushing verdict, but simply a data point, a lesson. The paralyzing fear of "what if I fail" is replaced by a quiet confidence in your ability to get back up and try again, wiser than before. You become the master of your effort, not a prisoner to the outcome. So, the next time life knocks you down, ask yourself, will you let your brain convince you to quit, or will you train it to fight back? Because the psychology of never giving up isn't just about success, it's about becoming unstoppable.